Hello, team. My name is Vitumelo Tita, and welcome to Mzansi Politics. And don't forget to hit the likes button, subscribe. It's either you listen this from the Spotify platform or your YouTube or any other podcasting platforms. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button so that you can stay updated with the latest news in our politics. Today we'll be talking about Mpho Dagada. There's a video that he recorded on his TikTok. So now I want us to actually visit the video so that we can discuss it more further. But without any further ado, I want us to first listen to the video, and after that we can break it down. You can also leave your views on the comment section so that this thing becomes a conversation that we daily talk about. So without any further ado, let me just quickly play the video for you.
If you cannot be educated, if knowledge cannot be imparted to you, if you don't have the skills to take your life further, what are we expecting our young people to do? No wonder we have an abuse of alcohol. No wonder we have an abuse of drugs. Because young people are not given the skills and the know-how of how they can create a future for themselves. Now, when we look at countries like China, we recently had the CEO of Apple say that when he gets to China, and he asks for engineers that have studied vocational training. What is vocational training? Training where you can do things with your own hands. Practical training. Things that don't need you to calculate. Things that just need you to use the God-given hands you've got to actually produce a skill. He said when we ask for engineers that can open up an iPhone, he says they will fill 3 stadiums in China with just young people that can open up an iPhone and they know how to build it and do everything with it. My question to you, the viewer, is if we had to ask for just a classroom of engineers that have come from this South African education to open up an iPhone or build one, what will we see? And this is where the issue lies. Our government got rid of vocational training, practical training, industries like the fashion industry, which uses their hands. South Africans simply don't have the skills because they are not taught these things, because our education system does not equip them. If you cannot be educated,
All right, that was Mpho Dagada on South African system of education. But this topic is very complex, I can say, because when you look at it, we have children who are actually in high school, or this is high school children. What's the need for you to be educating them with some useless courses that whereby they won't even need them in the future? We want to revolutionize our education, right? So what if you actually learn what you want to become back in high school, than you doing the complex subject that's forfeits or doesn't even benefit you towards your career? So we can be like those Chinese, as he says, that in China you start learning your future or your future career while you're still young, and you're doing what's necessary, what all those necessary steps to working towards that career. Not what we're doing here local. But how can things change while we still have Minister of Education who can't read numbers? You see, we still have much problems locally than ever. So how can we say that we want growth in the South African education, but we still have those old people in the parliament bringing the children unwanted or time wasting materials? What if we just say, if you want to become a pilot, you start learning to become a pilot back in your primary school? If you want to become a doctor, you start learning anything that's going to help you become a doctor from your primary school. The subject that you have to do must be designed according to the career path that you have chosen. So, how many times this matters has supposed to be raised without any action? So, okay, I'm not supporting him. I'm not against him. As I said, I'm always neutral in these matters. So, I want you guys to think about it. Write your comment. What do you think about the South African education system and what's needed to change in the in the education platform? And remember, when he says that you go to China, you ask for who can build an iPhone or who can open an iPhone. They give you a mass food that can even fill a stadium, and you come to South Africa, they cannot fill a class. Remember, the most disadvantage that we have is that we go to those vocational colleges whereby we learn how to use our hands. But after that, when you're trying to apply for a job, they tell you that you need a minimum of 2 years experience, which you never did. So if the education system gives us that platform or give any people that are applying for a certain course that platform for them to be able to uh, gain experience. Let me make a quick example. After your graduation, there must be a placement for internship. That must be in the system of education. Not individual has to apply for internship after the graduation. No, before the graduation, there must be a some number of students that have been mobilized, and after that, they will be placed for internships so that all those necessary requirements can be fulfilled. So, without changing, well, when we change the system, we must make sure that we introduce internship in the same cycle of education. The same thing that we're doing with teachers. Teachers you can go to university, but you will have to do your practicals. When you do your practicals, they place you in a real school, in a real class. You understand? So you're gaining the experience before you actually graduate. So even our engineers, they must be placed for practicals, and they must be given an opportunity so that they can grow their skills within the educational system. But before that can happen, we still need to visit the ministers or our minister of education. How can you have a minister of education, an ungraduated minister of education, and you expect them to actually understand the challenges that are quite happening in the universities, in the colleges, or even in schools? How come you have a minister of education who barely even visit the local school? So you see, it's a problem that needs to be tackled from up than to the bottom, because you can't start fixing the problem down here in the classes or in the schools without fixing it up there. The people that have power is the people up there. So that was Mpho Madaga on transforming the South African education. And my name is Bitman Tita. This is Muzanzi Podcast. And without wasting any time, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button or you follow uh, our platform so that you can stay updated with the local politics or even national politics updates. We're going to tackle everything. As I said, we are not going to leave any stone unturned. So we're going to discuss everything regarding the politics. So now make sure that you leave the comment below this episode so that we can know what you think on what Mpho Dagada said. Do you think it's just election stunt? Is he doing this just to campaign for the election, and after election he will be the same as ANC? I don't know. It's your choice. Tell me what you think about him, and tell me what did you take out of this episode. Thank you very much. See you again on the next one.